Suppose if any one of you do not have a house site or house or ration card or at least address proof, how do you feel about it? Similarly, if there is no Aadhaar card or caste or income certificate, how would it be? In such a situation, if police takes you to the police station by force and compel you to accept a theft case, and if you do not comply, and then they hang you to the ceiling in the lockup and break your bones, how do you feel about that? If you fall unconscious on the floor because of the beating and the police pour chili powder into your eyes to know whether you are alive or not, then how would you bear such stinging pain in your eyes? And also, if there is nobody to come to your rescue, what will be your fate? Just by very imagination of this scenario, you feel horrified, but this actually happened in Tamil Nadu. Based on this true incident, a movie was made, and that movie is Jai Bhim. Welcome to my channel. The heroes that we know bend on their knees and bang the ground, and all the goons around will fly into the air and fall afar. Similarly, even in a remake of Pink, a heroine fights and dances are must. Blaming the fans that they will not accept, the heroes themselves really don't like a movie without the above. Though Surya has the same image and non-appearance of his role till the 50th minute after the beginning of the movie, his selection of this role is really commendable. This movie of 1995 backdrop is a loud shout of Surya for the cause of an unfortunate and hapless Girijan pregnant woman. Rajakannu and Sengani are a beautiful couple who belong to Irular tribe in Tamil Nadu. They are migrants and catch mouse and snakes in the agricultural fields. They have a daughter and expecting another baby very soon. This couple and their relatives and friends live in small huts on the outskirts of a village. When the mud wall falls due to rain, Rajakannu promises his wife that one day he will build a house constructed with bricks. When the president of the village summons him to catch a snake which sneaked into his house, Rajakannu goes and catches the snake and does not take money for that. In another instance, he leaves a cobra into the woods by telling it not to venture into human settlements. Such a great heart he has. When somebody steals the gold ornaments of president's wife, the police compromises with the thief for bribe, but they were unable to withstand the pressure mounted by the president of the village for the lost ornaments. Then they throw the blame on Rajakannu, accusing that he stole the ornaments when he caught the snake in the president's house. They take both Rajakannu and his friends to the police station and force them to confess for the theft. When they deny, they torture both of them brutally in the lockup, and those scenes are horrible to the viewers. As Rajakannu and his friend do not oblige, then the police drag Sengani, the pregnant wife of Rajakannu, and beat her mercilessly. Police also bring Rajakannu's sister and also beat her mercilessly. Even then, Rajakannu pleads not guilty. Then, in a horrific incident, police remove Rajakannu's sister's clothes in front of him, which is inhumane by any standards. When the police announced that Rajakannu and his friends escaped the police station, Sengani is shocked and in a hopeless and helpless condition approaches the lawyer Chandru through the night school teacher of the village. Surya excelled as lawyer Chandru. Then Chandru takes up the case for no fee and asks Sangani to tell the exact facts, not more or not less. This is the undercurrent message of the director Gnanavel, that he will be showing only the facts. After filing the habeas corpus writ in the court, how lawyer Chandru argues and proves that Rajakanna was murdered in the lockup is excellently presented in this courtroom drama by the director Gnanavel. Rao Ramesh as Advocate General and the public prosecutor's effort to save the police are foiled by Chandru successfully. Knowing fully well that Rajakanna was murdered by the police, the DIG pressurizes Sangani to accept for a compromise for protecting department's image. Sangani does not accept and tells him that if the boy now in her womb grows up with the money now offered and questions her later, what should she tell him? Should she tell him that he is raised by the money offered by the murderers of his father? The self-respect of Sangani is so heart-touching and powerful that the DIG's head falls down in shame. Audience get impressed by the stubborn Sangani. Some scenes reveal how deep the caste discrimination prevailed on that day. The released prisoners from a jail are questioned about their caste one by one, and if a person belongs to upper caste, he was freed. If a person belongs to downtrodden or Dalit or Girijan, he is asked to stand aside. Then all these poor people are handed over to the already waiting police of nearby police stations for charging them with some crimes which they really did not commit. When the police tell that the people now handed over are not sufficient for the number of pending cases, then the senior police officer tells them to book 2 cases on each of the prisoner if necessary. This incident shows how the police play with the lives of these hapless people. In another incident, when these Girijans approach the Tahsildar for caste certificate for study purpose, then the Tahsildar ridicules them, saying that you neither have an address proof nor ration card. How can I give you a caste certificate? We come to know how unfortunate these migrant people's lives are. Under the court directions, Prakash Raj as a senior police officer interacts with these helpless people. One Girijan tells him that he was arrested by the police for avoiding them on their way. The reason police cited is, do you avoid us? Another Girijan tells him that he was arrested for saluting them. Reason the police cites, you idiot, do you salute us? A school-going boy tells Prakash Raj that just because his father was not found, he was arrested, and after this incident, if anything goes missing in the school, his bag is the first to be searched. Scenes like these really bring tears into our eyes. When the president of the village summons Sangani and pressurizes her to withdraw her case, Sangani stubbornly rejects the proposal. Then the president unabashedly tells her, how much time do you think we need to burn your huts? How careless and reckless the president is in insulting and threatening the poor of his village. When the adult education teacher of the village requests an election officer for providing voter cards to these helpless people, a politician sitting nearby speaks very discriminatory words. He says, during elections, we touched everybody's feet and begged for votes. If these low caste people also get votes, do we have to touch the feet and beg these mean people also? His tone and tenor reflects how low they treat these people. At the end of the movie, Sangani's daughter sits in a chair beside Chandru and tries to take a newspaper to read. When Chandru looks at her, she drops her shoulders in fear. But when Chandru encourages her with a nod of the head, she feels relaxed, smiles, and falls back in the chair to read the newspaper. In the background, Ambedkar's portrait looks at the scene and reminds us of his famous quote, to educate organize and agitate. In fact, Surya wanted to make a documentary on this incident. But when the real Chandru did not accept the proposal, Surya made this a full-length movie, which is commendable. No senior heroes or even upcoming heroes will dare to act in a movie like this. By setting aside his image and giving prominence to other characters, Surya really took a daring decision to make this movie. Manikandan as Rajakannu and Lijumol Jose as Sengani have really enthralled the audience. They transformed themselves very well into these roles. The real Chandru in his life as lawyer has helped many of these helpless people without taking fee. As a judge, he pronounced judgments in thousands of cases. He is a real role model. If you want to watch a real life movie and not a commercial movie, then this movie is a must watch. But by looking at the title and concludes that it is a Dalit movie, then you will miss a wonderful movie that shows real life events and the fight of a daring Girijan pregnant woman. Jai Bhim is available on Amazon Prime. Thanks for watching.